Hey everybody, welcome to DC Action Hour. Awesome. Bam, whap,
bam, woo, KAPOW, slam.
All right, as you can see, we're all martial arts experts. Welcome to the show, folks. Actually, one of us kind of is. Welcome to the DC Action Hour. My name is Jeff from Super Geeked Up. Thank you very much for joining us. This is the show where we talk all the DC Universe shows on the CW network. So that would be Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow, and Legends, but that is wrapped up for the season already. So we're going to talk the other three shows. And actually, it's very exciting because we just got the penultimate episodes. So only one more episode to go there. I'm using my big vocab on the show. Anyway, one more episode to go in the seasons for the three shows. So we're getting down to the wire here. Anyway, let me introduce who's joining me. As usual, my co-host, Mark Spile.
Hello.
Hello. Look, you even get an applause. Wow. Wow. And then as returning, he was on a couple weeks ago as a guest host. It's Fernandez.
Hey. Oh. Hey, how's it going?
He's applauding himself. Wow, okay.
Give him a round of applause.
About that. Yeah. All right, cool. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Okay, of course. And if you're joining us in the live chat, of course, we love hearing from you guys and what you like about the shows, all that good stuff. We're going to talk all this past week's episodes, of course. We're also going to talk Black Lightning trailer that debuted earlier in the week. And, we do Super Tweet, of course, which we're going to start with right now. This is a fun question we like to do before we get into all the episodes. Hey, Mark, since you came up with this one, what is a Super Tweet this week?
So because of the whole alien invasion on Supergirl, we thought it'd be interesting to hear what your favorite alien race is.
Well, hey, Marks, what is your favorite alien race?
I think one of my favorites is, not non-superhero wise, is the Klingons. And I think it would be interesting if some kind of weird Legends of Tomorrow, timey-wimey thing happened, and we see like all versions of the Klingons meet up and they have to duke it out and figure out which one's the real Klingons.
Right. Have you seen the new the new Star Trek Discovery with the Klingons from the movie being the new Klingons?
Oh wait, yeah, they released footage, didn't they, or a trailer, didn't they? I didn't get to see that either. Wait, what is it? So they got what kind of Klingons?
But they're not even like the movie. They're closer to the movie.
Yeah,
the new movie. They're very much more alien. They have no hair. Their heads elonginated, and their little wrinkly forehead goes all the way back. It's pretty funky.
Yeah, it's weird.
So you're saying they don't? Sorry, folks. We're not talking about DC, but that's okay because we're talking about alien races right now.
Right.
They're not like next gen Klingons. They're not like that.
Nope.
Looks like they're pulling from the Abrams verse here. A little.
I don't even remember how the Klingons looked. So the Klingons look different in the new movies. I don't even remember what they look like.
They do, but they have more like
ridges,
punctures. Yeah,
they're more pierced.
They're more pierced. So this one's like really funky. I don't know. It's gonna be kind of a weird adjustment. I'm hoping that there's an in-story explanation. I'm hoping it's like some other version of the Klingons. Like we learned that there's different bloodlines or something like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, they actually, hang on, I'm trying to remember. This one, that's right. This one's set just a little bit before the original track, right?
10 years before the original series.
I mean, in Enterprise, which is the most recent series before the new one, they did the whole explanation about why the Klingons changed from classic to the other ones, So I don't know if they're going to get to that too. Or I mean, it's in the Prime universe, right? So
it's supposed to be, yeah.
It has to go along with. It has to fit into that. So I guess.
Yeah, I wish. I'm very hopeful for this series. It looks good in general. But yeah, I wish they quit doing prequels. It's really tough.
I really wanted them to set it like ahead of next gen and DS9, although like the next century ahead or whatever.
I want to ship with the whole like Batman, retractable armor thing like Voyager got at the end.
Oh right. Yeah. With the only ship in the cells that went up like wings. I loved it.
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway.
All right. Well, hey, in the live chat, Kerry Johnson says, "Good evening, folks. Just in time for the new era Klingon discussion that he just started watching. Thank you, Kerry." Sci-Fi Pulse, he had actually also answered Klingons in the chat marks, but he said not the new ones. So he doesn't like the new ones in the new Trek. And Lister's mate says, "Hey guys, tonight I am not watching at Walmart. The last couple of weeks he's been in Walmart while he's been tuning into us.
He's at Target,
Right.
All right. So let's Francis. Sorry, what's your choice for favorite aliens?
Well, Mark's kind of alluded to it with the timey-wimey stuff, but Gallifreyan would probably be my favorite form of alien. They look human. They got 2 hearts and regenerate, and they are, I mean, they keep our timeline safe and cozy. Which is why.
Wait, is that the race that Doctor Who is? That's
right. Yep, the Doctor is Gallifreyan. And it's a really cool concept for an alien. I wish they kind of looked different. They didn't look human, but whatever. It's to make the show watchable, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hard to watch a weird-looking alien being the hero. Can't relate, but Gallifreyan is my choice for sure.
Nice, very cool. So I'm trying to, since we just kind of came up with this question before we went on air. So there's going to be so many choices I'm going to think of later. A couple off the top of my head are well, first I'm going to say Ewoks because I love the Ewoks, even though a lot of people hate on them. And but they're amazing, and I want to hang out in Ewok Village. And
killer teddy bears.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Killer teddy bears?
Yeah.
Killer teddy bears, yes.
But no, they were but they were allies then afterwards. Whenever people, by the way, make jokes about the Ewoks being cannibals, they're not cannibals. They are carnivores, just like us. They eat meat. They don't eat themselves. They eat meat. So do human beings, folks. Like, I don't know why they can't get that.
I haven't heard that.
I've never heard that thing before. That's new.
All right. I don't know. I think I've heard people joke about it before. So
all right. Well, there you go.
All right. Anyway, but also I'll say from also Star Wars, I will say the Twi'leks, mainly just because. Well, it is a cool race, but obviously the women are usually very attractive.
Did you play? Did you play a character who was a Twi'lek?
I do. Oh, that's good, man. And we used to have a Star Wars show that we did on our channel, and I played a female Twi'lek bounty hunter. Yeah, she was pretty kick-ass, actually. She was blue.
Oh, cool.
See, any like when you're blue or green, generally, that's also like any alien race. If they want to make their girl sexy, they just paint them blue or green.
Oh, there you go. There's the secret.
It is. Well, it's Star Trek, the Orion slave girls, they're green, right?
Oh, that's true. Well,
which the listeners mate is going to love because he always brings that up in the chat. He's going to love that I said that. All right, there you go. If you feel free to keep chatting away with your favorite alien races, folks, or if you're on Twitter, Super Geeked Up, you can send them in there.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, this is not an answer to this question, but we were talking about somebody watching at Walmart. Anthony, Sci-Fi Paul says, "I'm watching the toilet. It's the only place where I have privacy." Great. Great place to watch us.
It works.
Well, I don't get it.
This show is like coffee. It tastes good and helps with your bowel movements.
That the slogan for the show now? All right.
Yes. That's going to go up on the website right after this, folks. Is that what is coffee supposed to help your your defecating?
Yeah.
I don't drink
That's
coffee.
what Sheldon always says in Big Bang Theory, so yeah.
Well, it must be true, right?
Oh, there you go.
Must be.
Oh, yeah.
All right. What a start to the show. All right. So Sci-Fi Balls also says Gamora. I don't know what alien race is she though.
I don't think they ever
know. They don't say.
I don't know.
There's too many in the Marvel universe, really.
That's true.
There's a lot. My favorite Marvel one is the Skrulls.
They're cool. Yeah, they're cool.
Are they the shape changers? Are the Skrulls the ones that can change into people?
Yep.
Oh, that's.
You got Super Skrull. All the powers of the Fantastic Four.
Right.
All right. So now that was our super treat question. Let's go. Now we're going to talk about each of the shows and their episodes this past week. Like I said, these are the next to last episodes of the season. We're going to start with Supergirl, and we're going to turn to our guest host, Francis, to sum up what just happened on that episode.
All right. Well, this is the much anticipated episode where Cat Grant returns. Now, in this episode, Supergirl grapples with whether or not to obey the president, who is played by Linda Carter, and as she's going to find out, may also be something else, and orders regarding Rhea, who has captured both Lana. No, wait. Lana.
Lana, you're right.
I'm thinking Lena Luthor, and as well as
and
forcing an unlikely bonding. Meanwhile, Cat Grant returns to National City to go ahead and take care of business there. But yeah, this was also directed by Millicent Shelton and written by Jessica Queller and Derek Simon. So yeah, this was was this the one, Jeff? Was this the one? Was this it?
Like?
Yeah. Is this it?
Yes, you guessed it, sir.
Okay.
Aww. Why didn't you like it?
Yeah, why didn't you like this episode?
Oh, well, okay. I guess I'm in the minority here. No, I mean, so, you know, if you watch this show, a lot of times I think Supergirl overall is better this season. I liked a lot of them. I'll be honest with you. I don't think this episode made a lick of sense. I honestly thought I was watching an episode of Legends of Tomorrow.
Wow.
Like, nothing made sense to me in this episode. And I actually think it's probably one of the worst ones they've ever done.
Wow.
Thanks.
I can see where you're coming with that. I was really surprised when Rhea's her big plan was, I'm going to get the two people with the one girl that I like and my son to marry for whatever reason. And it doesn't even really have to happen, because all I got to do is pluck hairs from their head and turn it into a kid. And the world is good. It was just, it was such a screwball plan that Rhea had.
Well, for them to get married, you mean?
Yeah, well, them getting married and making the kid, and like, you know, this was the way that they were.
You know, come on, babies unite everybody.
I guess so.
That actually is the part I kind of liked, to be honest with you. I didn't even really have a problem with that part of the episode.
With the baby and the child, pretty much uniting all of the Daxamites.
You liked Lena Luthor's wedding dress, didn't you?
Oh,
well, I don't. It was actually quite elegant. I don't think it was super revealing by any means, from what I remember. Was it?
That was pretty good. It was, it was tasteful.
Yeah,
it's tasteful. Yeah.
I mean, look, Katie McGrath's beautiful. I think she's gonna look fantastic in anything. You know, I'm a fan of Lena Luthor, so anything she's in is great. The whole thing about them trying to marry, like, you know, so Kara's best friend and her boyfriend are being forced to get married. I actually think is somewhat amusing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, right. Of all the two people they could have put together, it would be those two. But I guess who else, right? Like, who else are they gonna, bring?
But they never. Well, I guess they couldn't, because this is the big finale. I almost kind of wanted them, or maybe sometimes afterwards in the finale, to almost kind of make a joke about them, like, oh, we almost got married or something, like, play around with that idea with Kara.
I get it. And maybe was it Cat Grant felt, kind of shoehorned in there. Really, I don't know, slightly unnecessary. I mean, I understand that she's kind of the one that's like, hey, you can do it, Supergirl. We believe in you. And she's kind of the cheerleader for Supergirl. But I don't know. It kind of felt like her character, who's usually so stern and so, like, not cold, but just kind of like, she just kept cool all the time. When she sees her fly off, goes, that never stops being cool. I was like, really? Cat, that's your line, huh? All right. That works for me too, I guess.
Let me share some chat things here. Carrie Johnson says, yep, Lena and Monel, because forced marriages work. See Ollie and Nissa in Arrow.
Yeah.
And let's see, Sci-Fi Paul says, I love the Cat Grant stuff, but the thing with the president was a bit meh. He says, anyone else think it was a bit lame how the DEO so easily accepted the president's alien identity? It was a bit quick, I suppose.
Martian Manhunter helped, soften the blow, I think.
No,
yeah. Maybe after it's all done, they'll be like, let's look a little bit more to her.
Part of me was kind of wondering, though, like, as an alien, obviously by the laws of the United States, she cannot be president. So part of me was like, she really has no authority to give them any orders whatsoever, actually.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
So
Did she say
you can't even be from a foreign country and be president of the United States?
Well, she was born.
That's true.
Was she born on Earth? She wasn't born on Earth. She was born on another planet. So.
That's actually interesting. So right, if she was an alien, but she was born in the United States, then she'd probably be okay.
But she did say that she was like on a planet that was attacked by marauders. So yeah, so she wasn't born on this planet. But
for some reason, that was going through my head as I watched. It's like, we don't have to listen to you.
Well, obviously. Yeah. I mean, overall, I see where you're coming from. I did like it only because it really gave some weight to what was going on to the entire invasion. I do hate the fact that the one weakness that the Dax might have is lead. It's kind of like signs where it's like, hey, the alien's weakness is water, and we have so much of it. It's kind of, their weakness is lead, which is okay, fine. I guess that's a notable weakness.
Especially in America. We all got guns.
Right? That's just so ridiculous, though. It's like their weakness is lead. So the bullets. So like, oh great. So you can kill them just like anybody else. Exactly. They're not like for me it was like, what's so scary about them except that they have super strength? Just shoot them and they're done. Oh wow, that's tough, guys. How will we defeat them?
They do have energy guns and armor. Although their armor seems to not do anything. Like you shoot them a shotgun, they die.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they should have made it more like
armor.
And right,
more like the Kryptonians, I think.
They look like Mandalorians, yeah. They kind of had that whole Mandalorian look to them. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, overall, you know what? I'm turning to your side here, Jeff. Now that I kind of break it down a little more.
I got more. I haven't even gotten to what I really don't think makes sense. But Marks, what did you think?
I mean, I liked a lot of things about it. I did like, Julie wanted to make sure I let you guys know that because she felt very passionate about it.
Julie is his wife, by the way, folks, if you haven't watched our show before.
She loved Kat's return, how she was, and her lines, like various lines, especially the line about, I hope you're still a Democrat or something like that. So she did like that. And I liked the return of Kat, even though I'm sure some of her lines probably were going to be a little controversial with half the country.
It was pretty pointed. A lot of her dialogue was pretty pointed.
It wasn't very. There wasn't much subtext. Going on. So now I thought that Supergirl was quite naive near the end. And was quite naive at the end about trying to turn Terry Hatcher's character to the good side again. And that held back them using the cannon. It messed everything up basically. So they could have got a shot off. Maybe it wouldn't have stopped them all completely, but it was bad move.
Mm-hmm. It made no sense.
Make a lot of sense.
First off,
it made no sense.
Alex said you got to get out of there as soon as possible. No, I'm not going to do that, Alex. I'm going to go talk to the woman who we've already proved numerous times you cannot reason with because it makes no sense. And also, Mon-El, I'm just going to let my girlfriend go, and I know she's going to die, but that's fine with me. See you later, Kara.
She's an optimist.
None of that. No, but there's a difference between optimism and stupidity, right? And that was like Mark said, that was just too naive.
Yeah.
It was one of those contrivances where you say, we need her to be here, so we're going to have her say this.
Right. Yeah. It's the only way they can introduce, who comes back. It was the only way they can properly give a set piece to oh, by the way, guess who's returned. Otherwise, I don't know. You're right. You're absolutely right. I agree with both.
Yeah. Mark, that's a good point about subtext though. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
I find that's one of my problems with the shit. I think the show is just too on the nose a lot of times. The thing about they've done the whole thing, make Daxon great again or whatever, right? Multiple times now. I got it. Please stop. I got it the first time. And I'm fine. By the way, and I love making fun of Trump. That's fine. But it's just too on the nose. I get it, guys. I get what you're doing. And then also the thing with Kat and very clear about women's rights, which again, 100% behind. I try to do it in my own writing and I love writing awesome female characters. But for me, it's so obvious the way they do it It's like saying like, this is what we're doing, guys. Like, let's hold this big banner, what we're trying to get across. For me, I feel it's only more powerful when you can do that in subtext and more subtly to get your ideas across to people that you're trying to convince them of, rather than try to hit them over the head with it.
Yeah, I agree. And they lost a lot of their subtlety this season. It kind of reminds me of like the Ultimates from Marvel. I don't know if you read those comic books where they rebooted the Avengers, and a lot of that was put into the Avengers movies. The creator of that, the first 2 volumes of that, it was it may be too dark for some people's tastes or whatever, but it was subtle in how it approached it. It walked a fine line in certain controversial things. And then when Jeff Loeb took it over in volume 3,
oh, he's so good.
He's normally good, but he was not good on that.
Oh, wow. He's one of my favorite writers, actually.
Yeah, and he just cranked it up to like a silliness level, I think, where it just was like too on the nose and just too extreme and such. The alcoholism of Iron Man was cranked up, and Black Widow had a sex tape with Iron Man.
Oh, God.
The subtleness of maybe of an incestuous thing going on with Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver was like right out in the open, and it was just like, what did you do to this?
Yeah.
That sex tape would get billions of views though.
I guess that's the thing though. Like, we watch these shows to kind of escape from real life, and then when real life starts bleeding into these shows, it really takes away from our escapism. And that's what we want. We want to be entertained and escape from the crap that's going on outside, around us. And we rely on these shows to kind of give us that fantasy and give us that escape. And unfortunately, I feel like there's an agenda trying to be put out there that a lot of people agree with, but we don't. I don't think we do need it littered around our time.
I mean, and I don't mind them trying to work in social stuff like that. I mean, like we're talking about Star Trek. I think Star Trek has been one of the best things that have ever done this.
Yes.
There's been many episodes where they've tackled social issues. That's one of the things I love about the show. But I think most of the time, particularly in the episode, like in the shows, we the original one did it for sure. Next Gen did it. DS9 did it. I mean, some of those episodes, they did it so artfully and so well, while they're still telling a great, science fiction story at the same time.
Yeah. That's the best science fiction, is where you can do that social commentary, but you do it in a one step removed from reality. So it's less, people get less defensive about it. And really, honestly, if you have a message and you're trying to teach it or trying to show your side or point of view to maybe someone who's got a different point of view, you're going to be way more successful in that in a more subtle way than just hit it on the head. And that just turns into feeling insulting. So, Yeah.
I agree. Mark's
in the chat, let me share some chat things here. We Are Angels, who is actually Aaron Garcia, who was our guest co-host last week. Thank you for tuning in here, Aaron. Says, I agree, Supergirl was pretty bad in that episode. Also, isn't it Mon-El's mother? Shouldn't he be the one to convince his mom to go to the good side? Well, that would make more sense. Although, again, both of them have tried in the past, right? And then he says, I disagree with that argument. I think good sci-fi came out of social commentary, though hidden a little more. Well, I think that's what we were starting to get into, though, Aaron. I think we all actually would agree with that as well.
Yeah.
And Raisa Devereaux, hey, that's our good buddy, actually, on Twitter, who's always sending us all this awesome information. So this is the first time she's watched live, though, I think. So welcome.
Oh, yeah.
welcome.
All right. So let's see here. So sorry, but Mark, were you trying to say something else about Supergirl when I got in that whole subtext thing? If not, I'll say some more stuff.
Okay. I don't think so.
So Kat. So I've had a love-hate thing with Kat. I came around to her at the end of first season. And in this episode, actually, I do think she's good. She does have some really good. She has some good lines. She has some good stuff that they write for her that she can say. But the whole introduction of her, that was where it started for me. I'm like, I'm not buying any of this shit, guys. I can buy that she's on Air Force One. There's media on Air Force One all the time. That's actually true. Media flies with the president sometimes. And I can believe that because she's supposed to be friends with every powerful person in the universe, which they also were very clear about in every episode, so that she knows the president. But the fact that she just waltzes in to the president's office, past Secret Service, during this call with Rhea, no. And she just takes over the call. Forget it. That's not happening. Number 2, the president is not going to be flying towards the alien ship in Air Force One so it get blown up. The Secret Service is going to take the president to a secret bunker, and they're not going to care what she says because the Secret Service takes over in those kind of circumstances.
Did you catch how Supergirl was like cheering her on, having Air Force One run in, like fly towards?
Yes. Like, no, that's a terrible idea. Air Force One is not an attack plane. It has countermeasures, but it's not going to go take out an alien ship. Like, what? So, and of course, her and Kat are the only ones that survived the destruction of Air Force One. Like, I can understand her. She obviously has.
And why does she even have to fly there? She's talking to her via video. Why does she have to? They already were negotiating or trying to.
Maybe she has.
Why does she have to actually physically be there?
Maybe if she could sneak on the ship, she has secret alien powers. She was gonna. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know.
That's possible. Maybe she's hoping to get close and shapeshift and do something.
But I guess not, right? Because she goes back to Washington after she goes to DO, right? So.
Yeah. Maybe her race is just really, impulsive.
Honestly, I think it's just a way to get. Like, this is the best way to get Kat back to Kara and company.
Oh, jeez, right.
So. Although Supergirl was not doing a good job. You notice that was the second time she flew in to save people, and she just grabbed one person. She's like, yeah, she flew to DO and saved like her sister, and that's it. She's like, oh well, that's you. Forget everybody else. And then like she flies and grabs a cat and goes, oh, goodbye, President.
Just tunnel vision, no? Just straight on, like one target.
In the chat. Carrie Johnson says, anyone else a bit annoyed by how easy John gets sidelined, but I guess it's necessary in this ep because Harewood played Cyborg Soups. And Raisa says, that bothered me too, Carrie.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is John? I forget. Is he knocked out or something?
He's knocked out. He was out the whole episode. You just see him lying there.
That's right. I forgot all about it.
She used a weapon from White Martians. White Martians used against Green Martians that like traps them in some kind of, nightmare coma state.
Right. That's right.
Whatever.
Also, by the way, how was I love how Kat's message at the end, where she broadcast everybody. Yeah. How did I love how that got into the alien ship and just, of course, interrupted the marriage at the perfect time. How is it even being broadcast on their ship?
That little device that Wynn had. You see the little device that Wynn
he hacked into it, right?
That's what hacked into the ship.
He can't hack in anywhere else in the ship. He can only hack in to get this message across.
Of course.
What about Lillian's betrayal?
Oh, Lillian was my favorite part.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, she rocked this episode. That actress, a name I'm forgetting at the moment, like, she's really good at being bad. And, like, she was the one I actually believed everything about her character this episode and everything she was doing. Like, by far the best part of the episode.
Her name is Brenda Strong. Lives up to her name.
Brenda Strong, yes. Thank you, sir. Like, she wants to save her daughter. Like, her reasoning to manipulate them worked, and then she fucked them over at the end. Absolutely. Everything I believe that's what she would do. Which
is why I'm surprised she's not still the main villain. Like, she makes a really good, like, central villain. And to have her in the sideline with a super cyborg, a cyborg Superman, it would have made sense for her to be more of a ongoing supervillain. But maybe she's supposed to be just, I don't know.
Well, I think they're going to still continue the Cadmus thing probably next season, right? I would guess.
I guess.
Venus becoming a regular, so I think her mother's got to keep coming back. I would guess.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I don't know, anyway, but that's just a few of them. There's just so many things to me. Like, I was like, no, none of this makes any sense whatsoever.
They did try to cram a lot of stuff into one episode.
They did.
That was the theme this week.
Cram everything into one episode. Sort of. I mean, yeah, I guess. I think Supergirl did it. It was the most egregious offender with this. I mean, even like the whole Guardian reveal to Kat. Like,
oh, okay, that's another thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay. So, I'm actually like, it's actually kind of funny. I think when people I think it would happen more often that actually you would be able to tell if you know someone really well. So she knows by just looking at the eyes that he's Guardian. but she has no idea that Kara is Supergirl. So Guardian has a whole mask on, and all you can see is eyes. But she can see all of Kara's face.
Well,
to be fair, she did in last season did say that she thought that's who it was. They did the whole Martian Manhunter switcheroo, and then she's like, "Oh, I guess I'm wrong." So
I know, but do you really think that would be enough to convince her?
I don't see why not. Like, she doesn't.
I guess
outside.
It just seems so silly.
It was funny, and she's not going to be around, regular. So,
just 2 episodes, and that's it, right? She's not in for.
Okay. Yeah, I hope they don't. I was really worried that. I guess they still could because it's not done. I was really worried they were going to kill her. Amp up the invasion effect and be like, well, she's not going to come back. So why not? Everybody will be sad.
Well, they're willing to kill other characters in this universe, so
who knows? Hopefully not.
But anyway, yeah.
What do you guys think about the Superman reveal at the end? That where, it was Rhea's like secret weapon, she says, or something, right? My assumption is right now that maybe she has some kind of mind control over him or something, right? Or
I guess
her power.
Good bad.
Yeah, there you go. I guess my only question is if she had the power to control Superman, why she just use it on Kara?
Good question.
Well, I'm guessing that they're going to do the same thing as last season, which pissed me off at the end of season 1, where they're like Superman and everybody on Earth was mind controlled, but Kara was not.
She's not special. She's also
the reasoning back then was that he had been on Earth longer, so he had adapted to the Earth's whatever fucking shit they came up with. I don't know. For me, I think, again, it's a little bit too much of saying we got to show that Kara's so great, so we got to kind of downgrade Superman. Mm-hmm. But again, I don't think you need to do that to show that Kara's cool. What I loved is the first 2 episodes of the season where Superman and Supergirl were both kicking ass. They were both shown as awesome heroes. And for me, they were really equal. They were both trading off, doing awesome stuff. Like, that's the way I think it should be. Like, neither one should be really better than the other. They both really should have comparable abilities and strengths. Right. I think that
Superman does have more experience. It's the advantage.
Right.
Currently. Yeah. Although he seems to get sidelined a lot.
Well, that's the thing, because it's a Supergirl show, right? I think, unfortunately, like, they feel like I don't know, they always have to do that. But again, I don't know.
At least we don't just see his feet.
Right.
Oh my God, dude, that really, that's the thing that really I thought was just so nonsense.
Calling him cousin. Oh yeah, cousin. Let's go bowling. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, maybe they just want a Supergirl Superman to fight. Maybe they want an excuse just to have those duke it out.
Yeah, they're kind of sure their load early for a show that's hopefully going to be around for a little while longer than 2 seasons. Like, that's something you save for, I don't know, season 4 or 5. Like, I don't know if that's something you do. Hey, end of season 2, they're going to fight. And it feels like they're already going straight for the big spectacle early. But, I could be wrong.
Hey, we got some good stuff here in the chat. Listener's Mate says, what I want to know is when will Mon-El find out how his father really died? And then Sci-Fi Pulse says, yes, let's see have Mon-El kill his mother and then go insane and try and kill Supergirl. And then Raisa says, wonder if Mon-El will wind up being poisoned and end up in the Phantom Zone, then third love interest in many seasons because it's a CW. Well, that's very possible. Yes, that.
Season 3, Lobo comes to town and Supergirl falls in love. She loves bad boys.
I would watch that.
Wow. All right.
That would be quite interesting.
I'm with you.
So I'm looking forward to seeing Supergirl, Superman fight. Should be kind of fun.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I think so.
And I already kind of know something else that happens next. They kind of showed it in the preview, but I kind of know something happens next episode. But I'm just kind of trying to figure out where that fits in. But we'll see.
Well, don't tell us. I don't want to know.
Okay. He doesn't. Yeah, you don't watch your previews.
I try not to. I like to be surprised.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I guess does that cover everything with Supergirl?
Yeah, I think so. Right. But and Terry Hatcher's great.
Oh yeah, she's
villain.
She is. No, she does a really good job. Absolutely. All right, so let's do our ratings. We do it out of a 5-star system, but we do it out of 5 capes for Supergirl. So, Marks, how many capes do you give it?
So I definitely think this is above average episode. It would have been much higher if it wasn't some of the logic gaps. So I would say 4 capes.
All right. 4 capes. So that's a high rating. Raisa, by the way, says Terry rocks in the chat, so she's enjoying her performance as well. And Carrie Johnson says maybe Kara can fall for the not so sinister looking Zod. Wait, we haven't had Zod, right? In Supergirl yet?
Oh, he's next season for sure. I have no doubt. Next season.
They haven't said that, right? Is that your prediction?
No, that's my prediction. They haven't said anything.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Although again, see, that's going to be rough though to make all these stupid excuses why Superman would not be involved in that.
It's Zod's handsomer younger brother who makes
it. Superman is permanently off planet like 90% of the time.
Right. Zod's handsome younger brother, Bod.
Yeah, Bod.
I love it. That's great. Oh my God, there's so many great puns they can make out of that.
Oh, man. Whew, all right then.
Right. Give us some good puns in the chat, folks. Anyway, Francis, what do you give for this rating out of how many capes?
Well, Jeff, you've opened my eyes to a bunch of things I didn't actually quite get the first time round when watching this episode. So I was about a 4, but I think I'm going to do about a 3 capes for this one.
Oh, shit. I wasn't trying to do that, but wow, man, I really knocked that rating down.
But it makes sense. Like if you think too hard about this episode, it does have has a little bit of falling apart. So yeah, I'm giving it the 3.
All right. In the chat, right? It's like gives it 4 capes, so she enjoyed it. Carrie Johnson says Zod was teased in the finale promo. Okay, I didn't know that because again, I didn't. Oh, so that's interesting.
That's what I was talking about. Sorry, I was trying.
Right, well, there you go. That's fine. Oh, well, that's fine.
Spoiled it.
Let's see. I'm going to give it. So as you can tell, this will not be a good rating. I think I'm going to give it 1.5 capes.
Wow.
Yeah, again. Wow. I told you guys. I think it was one of the worst they've done.
You've rated Legends episodes higher than that.
There have been Legends episodes that have been better than this episode. Absolutely, yes.
Wow.
All right.
Because there have been Legends episodes that I have enjoyed, that have been fun episodes that I've enjoyed, that actually did not go crazy with all their logic. I know it's rare, but they have done a couple times.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, later in the news, you got to tell me about the Legends season 3 synopsis because you said it makes even less sense, Mark. So you got to tell us that later too, if you can, maybe.
Okay, I'll have to find it real quick. Yeah,
because I can't wait to hear it. All right, here we go. All right, so now we're gonna go to why don't we do some news, I guess, and then we'll go to Arrow and Flash. So why don't we start with the Black Lightning trailer stuff, right? You can talk about that first.
Yeah, so we've been talking about Black Lightning on the show off and on as news happened, and they were working on the pilot. Then they picked up the series. Now CW did release a number of trailers for the new shows coming up, and one of which was Black Lightning. And they show the trailer. They show the outfit, kind of the idea, the backstory of him fighting the 100, and how he retired and why. And you see that the daughters are very prominent, and that it looks like they might get powers too, kind of like in the comic books. And I thought it looked pretty good so far from the trailer. So
in the chat, Reyes says trailer is awesome. Definitely checking it out. She agrees with you. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to watch it, which sucks. So I'm really looking forward to it. But Francis, what did you think?
I thought it was really good. Guy knows martial arts. I love a good superhero that knows martial arts.
Shit! Does he do martial arts?
Yeah. Well, as far as I could tell, right? Like he did some. Yeah, he was better than Iron Fist. If you've seen Iron Fist,
I don't know how he does in that suit. A little bit. I was thinking would get in the way a little bit, but
that's cool, man. I love martial arts. Oh, that's exciting. I thought he was just going to be shooting lightning and shit.
Yeah, he does the lightning thing, which is pretty cool. It looks like he absorbs electricity before using his power, which is kind of cool. The only thing I have an issue with is that I I don't know if you know, but it's not part of the Arrowverse.
I read that. So,
And-
by the way, it's weird that they say Arrowverse. I guess by that they mean what? Arrow and Flash, basically, and
Arrow, Flash, Supergirl are all part of the Arrowverse.
I guess they use Arrowverse because it was the first one. I guess that's
Yeah.
why they say that.
Yeah. Well, it could be a different Earth. Did they ever say like officially not the same Earth as any of them, or just they say vague?
Yeah, it was vaguely. It's not a part of the Arrowverse. Also, I guess it's also because he was a superhero way before Ollie became the Green Arrow, and like he was a hero in the '80s or whatever, then retired, then is now back being a superhero. So I guess it's a way to explain off like, well, metahumans have already existed, for last 30 years, and it's a way to kind of explain that off. Maybe
it has to be like on one of the in the multiverse, though, right? It has to be on one of those parallel Earths, I would assume, right?
I wouldn't put that out of the realm of possibility. They didn't say it wouldn't be part of the multiverse. I think it should be, because it's on the same network. I'd be hard pressed not to say it wasn't part of the greater DC TV universe, because they're shooting themselves in the foot if they don't, have at least a little bit of some crossover, at least some type of connection with the rest of the Arrowverse. So who knows?
But it sounds like they're not going to do that. They're saying right at all.
I bet it is. I bet they just wanted to stand by itself at first.
Yeah,
and
see how it fared.
Yeah, and it's a mid-season premiere rather than in the beginning, so they won't be part of the big crossover they do next year. So I think at some point they'll have a Earth crossover, but the crossovers between them, if they do happen, are going to be it's in Atlanta, not in Vancouver, so it's going to limit how their guest stars are going to be on there probably.
Oh, they're filming in Atlanta.
That's where they filmed the pilot, so I'm assuming so.
Wow. That's cool. All right.
In the chat, our Angel says the trailer's pretty good. Looking forward to it. Raisa says, love that Black Lightning is older, so they can't kill him off, because she's saying CW has a tendency to kill off older characters. And then Kerry Johnson says, it may be part of the Arrowverse later, but the show feels much different than any other show. So he's kind of going along with what you guys think, that maybe later on it will be. Lister says, this is perfect for Francis. I'm sorry. He says, Francis, Riverdale isn't part of the Arrowverse either. Just saying.
Yet.
and oh God, it never will. It better never will be, man. Or I'm just gonna stop watching all those shows.
They talked about having magic in it and stuff.
Yeah.
But they better never do crossovers. I don't care. They put magic as much as they want in Riverdale. I don't care. But Zatanna better not be fucking showing up in Riverdale.
No, Jughead will show up on Arrow, and
if they can put an arrow through him, sure.
Oh,
poor Jug. Oh man, fine.
I actually like Jughead in the comics. But you know about that show.
I do. I know it very well.
So in the CW, they actually did their upfronts. I think they were the last ones in the past couple of weeks of the networks. They also said there's going to be another 4-part crossover with Legends, Flash, Arrow, and Supergirl. That's going to be like an annual event now in November. Yeah. So, but they definitely said, Black Lightning is not going to be part of that. Well, it's not even a premiere at that point until. What I'm assuming is, because they said they're never going to have more than 4 superhero shows on it at once. So I'm assuming Legends will do the first half of the year, because that's in the fall, and then Black Lightning will probably take over for the second half.
Yeah, 2 major crossover events.
What's that?
I said you could do 2 major crossover events.
Yeah, they're not going to, but you
with Black Lightning. Boom.
I think Black Lightning and Green Arrow would be interesting mix.
Yeah,
they would, and those tones would fit. I think they're more like the grittier, right? Like tones.
Yeah. The guy who I don't know what's the name. I don't remember the guy's character's name, but Black Lightning himself seems to be kind of the mild mannered. I think he's a teacher. Was he a principal? Principal. Yeah. So he's kind of, I think, off the bat more lighthearted because he's taking care of a school. But I think the universe that he's in is darker for sure.
So he's a principal in the current times right now? Like he's a principal of a school?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do either of his daughters go to his school? Are they high school age or anything?
I think so.
Because you got to do that, right? You got to have the daughter in the score.
And there's in the trailer, one of the daughters is doing like a voiceover talking about it, and so it sounds like they're going to be pretty prominent. So,
are both the daughters superheroes, or just one, or what?
In the comic books, they both get powers eventually, and they alluded in there that it's inheritable. So, and they're thunder and lightning, and they make that reference in the trailer. So,
that's their names. One's thunder, one's lightning.
Yeah. It sounds like they're not going to wait too long before they give them powers. They're already alluding to it in the trailer.
Nothing wrong with that. That's good. Good.
Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Hey, any chance you found that Legends synopsis thing, or do you remember any?
Yeah.
Or do you remember it?
Okay. So, are you ready?
Before you do that, sorry, we have a big Super Geeked Up supporter, a Patreon supporter, Alex Martin, a good buddy, is joining us for the first time for DC Action Hour. Hey, man, thank you for being here. He was saying about Black Lightning. It looks like both the daughters will have power in the show. Yeah, just like what you guys were saying. Thanks for tuning in.
I'm really curious to see what villains they pull in on Black Lightning.
And hey, Raisa has an interesting comment. She'd rather see CW rebrand as DC TV than have DC on the Go app they're planning. Yeah, we talked about a few weeks ago that DC is making their own online network. I would be totally fine with CW being a whole DC network, to be honest with you, because then we can get rid of Riverdale and
Riverdale is a DC property. You know, you can't.
Wait, did DC take over Archie?
I want to say it's. a one of their like
imprints.
Yeah, their side. Yeah.
Huh.
Fairly certain.
Could be.
No, you know what? Maybe no. I'll have to more research.
Well, it makes sense since it's on the.
Yeah,
they didn't used to be. I don't know if they bought.
I don't think it originally was. If anybody knows, let us know.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so Legends is tomorrow. In revisiting a moment in time that had already participated in, they have essentially fractured the timeline and okay, make sure I'm reading the right thing here. Fractured the timeline and created anachronisms. I don't know if that's a real word or not.
Anachronisms. It's something that's not in its correct
chronological time. You're right. I don't know why. Okay. A scattering of people, animals, and objects all across time. Our team must find a way to return all of them to their original timelines before the time stream falls apart. Before our legends can jump back into action, Rip Hunter and his newly established Time Bureau call their methods into question. With the Time Bureau effectively the new sheriffs in town, the legends disband until Mick Rory discovers one of them in the middle of his well-deserved vacation in Aruba. Seeing this as an opportunity to continue their time-traveling heroics, Sarah wastes no time in getting the legends back together. Once reunited, the legends will challenge the Time Bureau's authority over the timeline and insist that however messy their methods may be, some problems are beyond the Bureau's capabilities. Some problems can only be fixed by legends.
Oh, jeez. Very dramatic.
Wait, what was the bureau you talked about?
Rip Hunter creates a time bureau.
Oh,
the bad guy in that season is that what they're hinting at?
So far, sounds like he's the antagonist.
Oh man.
Well, no, but he went good again at the end of season 2.
Well, I don't think he's doing it out of evil, or thinks that they just.
Yeah, the time bureau is supposed to be good, right? It's supposed to help preserve the time.
Pretty much need to quit being so messy, like we always say in every episode.
I'm just hoping with Black Lightning and Legends is only going to half a season. I hope they do even fewer episodes next season.
Wow.
I actually just wish the show was off the air, to be honest with you. But
I wish they would. I wish they would switch away from time travel. Just one season, see what happens. But I don't know what.
But that's the whole conceit, right? They're never going to do it.
Like that's the one thing that makes them different is that they are time travelers.
They got a spaceship. They could do a space thing. I don't know.
I think they should stay at one timeline for like an entire season. Like stay in the future for an entire season. Spend a good time. 3000 and trying to fix whatever's happening in the year 3000. That I think would make more sense than having to jump to a new decade every single episode. Like, just stick to one place for a while. Relax.
Cheaper too.
You would be, yeah.
Oh yeah, the show's gonna be so expensive. Yeah. Anyway, in the chat, Reza says, "When does Rip have time to find new organization? It's quick even with time travel." And then Carrie says, "The Time Bureau. Yep, that sounds like a boring bureaucracy that Rip would start."
Well,
And Alex Martin says, or they could just get stuck in one timeline each season. That's actually what I've said before. I think that would be a good move, and just stick to that timeline. You could tell a story for the whole season in one time, one year, basically. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they're not going to do any of that.
Nope.
Talking about different possible DC shows, CW, Sci-Fi Pulse was saying he would love to see updated version of Doc Savage as the Shadow. I love the Shadow, actually. I think that would be really cool. They did the Shadow.
Yeah, they do own the rights, right?
Yeah,
I think
so. Yeah,
sure. I actually don't know.
Yeah, I think so. That would be awesome if the Shadow was in one of those.
Yeah, such a cool character. All right. I guess we're going to go on to Arrow now, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, Marks, take it away.
So this week's Arrow was the episode Missing. Episode 22 of season 5. Writers were Speedweed, Jeff's favorite character's name. Or not character. Writer's name. Sounds like a character.
Great
Sounds
name.
like a Flash character. I'm Speedweed. I'm like a super speed stoner. I don't know. And also Oscar Baudurama. Terrible name pronunciations. Who's written for a lot of Arrow episodes. Also used to write for Drop Dead Diva and Eli Stone. So in this episode, the team holds a surprise birthday party for Oliver, which ends up with Curtis getting a little minor concussion. But they learn soon after that Renee and Dinah and soon after Curtis are later kidnapped by Chase's allies. Remember last week, Adrian Chase was captured. Realizing that Chase is picking them off one by one after Thea and Quentin are kidnapped by Black Siren and the return of Evelyn, or Artemis, Oliver accepts Malcolm Merlin's help to help him kidnap. His help, and eventually to help him kidnap Chase, because Chase reveals that he's captured William and will kill him if at any moment if they don't save him. They're forced to help him flee, to escape. Also, Felicity and Diggle are also kidnapped by Talia and the League of Assassins. And Oliver recruits Nisa to help him fight Chase's ever-growing army. They track the plane that Chase is using to the island of Lian-Yu. And arriving on the island, Oliver visits Slade and asks for his help. Meanwhile, in the flashbacks, Kovar injects a drug called the Red Death into Oliver that forces him to suffer flashbacks of the times he was injured, or when he killed or watched others die over the 5 years. It's a very elaborate drug, apparently.
Apparently.
And after enduring his hallucinations and almost killing himself, he finds the strength to escape. And next episode's Lian-Yu, so it's all going to go down on the island.
It's funny. I thought they already had an episode called Lian-Yu. Don't you feel like they've already had an episode that had that title?
This is Lian-Yu 2.
Electric Boogaloo. And
all right. That wrap up the summary?
Yep.
All right, great. In the chat, let me get real quick here. Alex Martin saying how much he loves Malcolm Merlin and wants him to be a regular or the villain again. I agree. Merlin's awesome. Raisa says, I want to see Malcolm and the Al Ghul sisters. Hell yeah. That's what I'm most excited about, man, is that what we've been calling for a while now, right? Talia versus Nyssa. Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait for next episode.
I'm kind of disappointed in a way. I was hoping Talia would be a bigger bad, for next season or something. So,
well, why can't she be?
That's true. You're right. If they're done with her next episode, and that's it. I'm going to be really disappointed.
Yeah,
I don't think so. She's got to.
Maybe not.
I don't think they're going to kill her or anything though, so she can come back.
Yeah.
Maybe her and Nyssa will make up, and they can run the League of Assassins together.
It's a family business.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's supposed to be family business.
Yeah. So I liked the return of Black Siren and Artemis. Artemis's plot line was really weird this whole season, but whatever. And her logic doesn't make any sense whatsoever. She's like, I hate you, Oliver, because you're a murderer, so I'm going to join this even worse murderer. It's like, okay.
It's all to prove a point.
Yeah. I love that we got more Thea. And of course, like they said in chat room, Merlin was great. Glad to see. I don't know why I didn't think about him returning, but I'm glad to see him return.
Yeah, that was out of nowhere. That was just...
Yeah, I don't know why it was out of nowhere, but it was. It makes perfect sense when it happened.
Right.
Wait, sorry, what was out of nowhere?
That Merlin would pop back up.
Oh, yeah. Well, probably because he's been on Legend so much and he hasn't been on Arrow in a long time.
I guess so.
Yeah.
And I'm thrilled that Slade's back. Yeah. I can't wait for that. Only bad stuff for me was, still a little more Olicity stuff going on.
I was going to bring it up. I
wasn't as grossed out as last week by it, but
back in full force. They are going to bring it back for next season.
No, stop saying that. Let's start a petition right now in the chat, folks. No Olicity next season.
They were on a date. They were showing googly eyes.
Pseudo date.
It doesn't matter. They're really putting that back. Like, they're building the building blocks for that to be a thing again next season. You're going to see a lot of Ollie and a lot of Felicity making out.
Oh, dude.
I'm going to hashtag.
Larry, please stop talking. I'm going to vomit if you keep saying stuff like that.
I'm going to hashtag Nolicity because I'm going to put an N right in front of it. It says Nolicity.
Oh, that's brilliant. We're going to start that. We're going to start that. Nolicity.
I like that a lot.
That's brilliant.
The Swords Against Car was cool looking, but I don't know how realistic that was, but it was neat.
The car was aiming for the ramp. Like,
I know.
Really? All right, fine.
That was funny, actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder why Diane. Did they ever say why Dinah wasn't at the party in the first place?
They had kidnapped her already. Was the idea?
Well, but why did they not wonder why she was not there?
They said Felicity says she was working late and she was a show up later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. By the way, so one thing I am very happy about, last week I was so pissed off that they had Renee not show up, but now we find out the reason. It wasn't that he just flaked out on it; he had gotten kidnapped, obviously. So now I feel much better that Renee did not just say "fuck my daughter," who cares? Because that was really pissing me off. But I was hoping they would have they would fix it, which they had.
That's a great reason not to be there. Yeah. Kidnapping is a really good reason.
And obviously they set up the mislead by having him talk about it before, so it was a very big mislead.
Yeah, that was good. Good way to set that up and mislead us. Kind of concerned we don't see Renee or Dinah at all. They're separate.
Well, they're probably in like a prison cell or something already, right? Because they got taken earlier.
Yep, hopefully. Yeah.
I think they showed once, in this episode, just to show, hey, we have them. But I mean,
yeah,
it's probably the actors' day off.
Yeah,
vacation every once in a while, sure.
But yeah, man, I think most stuff really worked well in this episode. I mean, I love Thea being back and being a big part of the episode. The stuff with Merlin is good, and Oliver, Chase is his normal fucking crazy, insane self, but he's a million steps ahead still.
Love it.
I love Nissa so much, man. Whenever I see Nissa, it's great. So it was interesting that I didn't even know that the whole Mary thing, I didn't know if that still stood, but I get that she still recognizes him as that, but she does, which was very interesting.
Yeah.
And the thing with what the freaking Black Siren and oh my god, why am I blanking on his name? The father, help me out. What was the father's name?
Lance.
Lance, thank you, Quentin Lance. There's a really there's so much stuff they can mine there with that, but for some reason the scene they did it, I felt in 30 seconds they tried to do a million different things in that one scene with him and her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was just I was kind of what just happened? It was just kind of all over the place, like an emotional roller coaster in way too short of a time frame.
Yeah, he changes his mind pretty quick. Either Thea is the master negotiator or something, but yeah, he changed his mind from "I miss my daughter" to "you're the enemy." in the blink of an eye. So no, I could definitely see where you're coming from.
I wish they took more time though, because it felt like they were trying to go with a thing where Black Siren, did feel bad about it, and because it was her father and her Earth, and I have no idea what happened to him on Earth 2. But I don't know. I wish they had a little bit more time. But since there's cramming so much stuff in, they didn't have the time to play with that a little bit more.
Yeah. I think Black Siren's going to be a
good guy.
I think she might be a good or struggle to be a good character maybe next season, since they said that she's going to be a regular. So
I hope not.
I hope not. I mean, unless they introduce another Laurel Lance, I don't know what they're going to do.
I guess. I mean, yeah, you're. I mean, she could just be a regular villain. She could be the main villain, too. She could be the main antagonist. I don't know, but I guess they can kind of rebuild. It would be strange to rebuild a relationship with someone who's from another Earth. Like, it seems out of whack. But I guess
we have a lot of comments here. Let me share. Racist says about Black Siren what I was saying. They'll make time next season with her because she's a regular. I'm sure that's true. Her and I bet Lance will have a lot of scenes next season probably. And then Alex Martin says, it bothers me how much I love Nyssa in here because I hated her in the comic story when she was prominent. Yeah, they've done a really good job with this, I think.
Yeah.
I really like her a lot. And let's see here. Race also says Nolicity should be a threesome with Nyssa and Sarah. I'm not gonna say no to anything that have all Sarah and Nyssa in it.
There you go.
Hey, she is Oliver's husband. We know both Oliver and Nyssa like Sarah. Actually, It's kind of that works, man.
It does.
Something for everybody.
Exactly.
And just leave Felicity on the island.
Oh.
She can be in the cell next to Slade.
Oh man. No.
What if like Black Siren and Merlin hook up?
No. That's
weird. because Oliver would piss him off. You mean? Is that why you want to see it?
Well, I don't know. It'd be an interesting pairing of those two together.
Merlin's.
Well, Oliver and Thea would both be really grossed out probably by that.
Yeah, they would be.
Yeah.
It would be kind of weird. What if Quentin Lance on the other Earth is a supervillain? And if he was, what would his power be?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I don't know.
He wears spandex. His superhero name is Hot Pursuit.
Stop that.
He's the Patty Spivot of Earth 3.
No, God, come on. Don't ruin Patty Spivot for me now. Jeez, she's my favorite. No, I bet he's good on Earth 2, too, because that's kind of... I bet this one reminds her, Black Siren, of her Quentin, her father.
That's why she had that moment of like...
Yeah.
I suspect so.
That'll be good. That actually will be a good storyline next season, I think. Him kind of like her taking like kind of the daughter role for him again.
The funny thing is, this episode overall I thought was really good in the sense of building up, because I was curious how are they going to build up to a finale, and again, the only weakness I think would be the flashbacks, and I'm glad this hopefully is it. Hopefully they decide, oh yeah, we're going to do a flashback of three minutes ago or something. They've run out of flashback ideas, but overall I thought the episode was really, really good. It
was
tied everything together in a nice little bow.
Yeah. By the way, in the chat, Carrie says Lance could be a member of the Lantern Corps on another Earth. He could be a Green Lantern.
Oh,
yeah.
That would be something.
Yeah, I can see him as a Sinestro-looking character. Sure.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I think this episode did pretty much everything they needed to do to get everything in line for the finale. Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm so excited for the finale now because this episode did a really good job. Because I'm like, yes, they're on the island. Oh my God, I actually thought Slade was going to be fighting against it, but like Slade's going to help them. Like, holy shit. I'm so excited to see this freaking all come down.
I just what the only person I don't understand is Captain Boomerang.
Wait, Captain Boomerang is there?
Oh yeah, he's going to be. I don't know how they fit him in,
Oh, you mean next episode he's going to be there?
But he's going to be there. Like, I don't get it. They don't explain it in this one. They don't explain it in the...
Or maybe he freed other people whenever he freed Black Siren.
Maybe. But why is he on Ollie's team then, if that's the case? Like,
is he on Ollie's team?
It looked like it. It was him. Well, anyway, that's all.
Maybe maybe by helping him, he'll get some time off his prison sentence or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
He gets his own Suicide Squad.
Oh man, if only. Hey, why does this guy exist when there's already a Captain Boomerang for Suicide Squad? Come on now. Isn't that why they got
thinking of that again?
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, no, it was good. Nice emotional beats. Hard to say what else there. It's too well put together. I think that's the problem.
Oh, you know what I really like?
It's too well put together.
Why is that a problem?
Perfect.
Yeah.
I really like first of all, I like that they actually were doing a birthday for Oliver. That was cool. Like they actually had some like light stuff in the beginning. And I like Curtis cracked me up this episode, man. Like he has some nice humor, very humorous stuff. Because like he gets flipped to the floor. He's joking about like, yeah, if I had my T-spheres, I would still get my ass kicked. And then like he like when they're trying to give Felicity and Oliver some time alone, he's like, oh, actually, I had 3 or 4 pieces of cake. I'm all like, I don't know. I just found all that very amusing.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
Well, great for that.
Now that they've stopped giving Felicity all the funny lines, they had to give to somebody, right? So.
Right.
Echo gets all the good lines.
Racist says, by the way, Boomerang was in Argus prison with Slade. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Carrie says, yep, replace Felicity with Curtis. Done. Dude, I'm with you, man. Carrie, I'm with you all the way. Look, Felicity was my favorite character early on, but I seriously, I think they are somewhat bringing her back. I think she's definitely been a lot better this season. But I don't know. Like at this point, I just think like they can't get back to where they were with her.
No, they need to give up that relationship.
Oh, they refuse. They refuse.
I really until a couple episodes ago, I cannot believe they did this again. I thought they had totally moved on from that for forever.
Olicity shippers are strong, man. They are strong with the Force.
Well, our no-licity group will be even stronger than we will form.
In the words of Cat Grant, resist.
Right.
Oh, man.
That's what we need. We need Callista Flockhart to make a no-licity video, which we will beam to all the alien ships in orbit.
Miraculously beam it to all the right screens.
We'll beam it to Greg Berlanti and Andrew Kreisberg, whatever else's screens, their computers.
Oh no!
Oh, by the way, did you guys know? I read this last week during the upfronts that with this new season, Greg Berlanti tied the record for having the most shows online of any producer.
Oh, nice!
He tied a record set by Jerry Bruckheimer, I think about 10 years ago or so. He has 10 shows on. Possibly he's going to set the record if his one more gets picked up. That's on they're waiting to hear.
Wow! You know what the show is?
I don't know. I think there's 1 or 2 that I forget which ones that are still possibly they're like thinking about.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea who does it. What was that?
Include Titans, the Titans show we talked about last week.
I don't know. Probably because I mean that's definitely a go, right? So
I think so.
Titans go.
Titans go.
Oh, sorry. That's nice. Very nice. All right. Let's see here. Listeners may saying Arrow needs to put in a few more Curtis Balls jokes every now and then. They'd be all set. We do like the Curtis Balls jokes. Oh no! Alex Martin says Mr. Terrible needs to go away is what he's saying.
Wow!
Oh no! He said, or go to Legends. Alex, oh my god. Oh man. Usually I'm in agreement with Alex, but not in this one. No, he's so good. No. Anybody sets at the Legends, that's the death stroke for any of these characters. They just get totally ruined.
I think he'd be better off as like a civilian than as a superhero. I think that's where I would see him more.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'd rather him be like the techie guy back in the Arrow Cave.
He doesn't need to be out on the field,
I'm cool with him. Now he's got his balls.
Yeah.
His balls
He's much better with his balls. I agree.
His balls. Of course, he could remotely control his balls.
Exactly. Yeah. It's gonna overwork his balls, but whatever.
It's like Arrow's like, Curtis, send us your balls stat.
Oh man.
Send us the big ones.
Be sure you send your biggest, best balls.
There's so much good stuff here. Oh God! All right. Anything else to talk about with Arrow?
Nope, don't think so.
No. All good. All good.
All right. Let's do some ratings. We do this out of a max of 5 boxing glove arrows. Francis, what do you give it?
It's not a perfect episode, but definitely up there. I'm giving it 4.5 boxing glove arrows.
All right, I agree. I also give it 4.5 boxing glove arrows. Very good episode. Great setup for the finale. 4.5. Oh my God, across the board. Woo, wow, this might be the highest episode we ever rated as a team. All right, so there we go. We definitely enjoyed that. All right, so sorry, Alex is saying more so about why he doesn't like Curtis. He does like Diggle a lot, though. So I'll agree with you there, Alex. And now, Alex, I know you told me, Alex, that you're not caught up on the Flash, so this is the time you will not probably want to hear what we're about to say. So
that guy's such a ball buster. Seriously.
You're all weak, folks. All right, so speaking of Flash, we are going to move on to that. That's our last show. Oh, Alex gave it a 4.75. Oh, wow. We've never done the quarter ratings before, but he really liked it then. All right, we're going to go on to Flash. Oh, sorry. Hang on.
No.
So more jokes about Curtis's balls. Let's just maybe talk about maybe Felicity could play with Curtis's balls. I don't think Curtis would enjoy that at all based on, his sexual orientation.
That's true.
And since they're such good friends, I think that would just be really awkward. And Curtis is all about. I do like how Curtis though is all about trying to get Felicity and Arrow back together. Like I don't want them to get together, but the fact that he thinks it's so great, I find amusing. All right. Anyway, let's talk about Flash. So this is episode 22 of season 3. It's called Infantino Street. The story is by Andrew Kreisberg. The teleplay is by Grain Godfrey, directed by Michael A. Alowitz. So in this episode, we finally have reached the fateful day that Iris has been predicted to die, that we've seen all season long when they jump into the future. And they do even a countdown how many hours left to Iris's death. They do it during this episode. So basically, Tracy Brand has created her Speed Force bazooka with the help of HR's inspiration. But the problem is they need some power source to be able to make it to work, and this doesn't really exist on Earth, the power source they need. Luckily, Cisco has found that Argus has a power source deep somewhere in their facility. And so Barry and Cisco go to Lila to say, hey, you've got a power source. Can we borrow it? And Lila's like, no way, guys. You're going to fuck everything up like you did before. So you're not getting it. And so Barry's like, well, screw you, Lila. I'm just going to steal it. He doesn't say that to her, but that's what he's thinking. That's what he tells the team. And so, but hey, we're not master thieves. Who is a master thief that we know? I know. Captain Cold. So Barry goes back in time because that always works out really well. And he recruits Snart, Captain Cold, from 1892, where he was with the Legends at some point. And he brings him back into the present. And he's like, so Captain Cold, we need to steal this power source. It's like, the most impregnable facility on the Earth. So we need you to help us out. Captain Cold agrees as long as they do it his way. And so Barry and him actually pretty easily get into Argus. And then they get into the lowest level of Argus. That's where they're keeping this power source, which, by the way, is, I guess, from the Dominators, right? It's something the Dominators left over. Yeah. So it's an alien thing. And when they get to the place where they're keeping it, they find it is guarded by King Shark. So he's a pretty good bodyguard. But luckily, Captain Cold is not just a master thief. He also watches Shark Week, and he knows that sharks will fall asleep if you lower the temperature below a certain 50 whatever something degrees. So he throws his little canister thing in from his gun, lowers the temperature. The King Shark falls asleep. And then Barry and him sneak in. and they get they steal the power source. But then Captain Cold gets stuck in the cell when the alarms go off, and Barry has to make a decision: is he going to leave and make sure he can save Iris and let Captain Cold be killed by King Shark because King Shark is waking back up, or will he save, Snart? He chooses to do the right thing. Cisco helps him save Snark, and then Lila happened to see all this on a video, and since she saw Barry do the right thing, she says, "Okay, you can have the power source now because I see you're a good hero." So Tracy puts it up to the bazooka. She gets the bazooka all ready to go. By the way, while this is all going on, Joe and Wally have taken Iris to Earth 2 to keep her safe. They have not told Barry where she is because then evil Barry will not find out by knowing that knowledge. However, evil Barry puts on a Flash costume. He zips into Star Labs and tricks them into telling her. So he goes to Earth 2. He pretty easily gets Iris. They can't do anything to stop him. And then good Barry takes the bazooka. He shows up at Infantino Street, which is the famous area that they keep seeing where Savitar is going to kill Iris. And Savitar shows up with Iris. He uses the speed bazooka. It looks like it's working. He's like, yes, I'm going to save Iris. But then Savitar has some secret device he had brought to foil the bazooka. And then he stabs Iris, and she dies at the end of the episode. And that's where we end.
She might be still alive.
No.
Well, I agree that I think she very much may come back to life in some way, but I don't think she's alive at the end of that episode.
I didn't think they'd do it. I didn't think they'd go.
I actually totally thought I thought it was a pretty good chance they were going to do it.
Really? Okay. Yeah.
I'm not convinced that she's actually dead. They're going to leave her dead at all. You think they're going to leave her dead? I don't think so.
I mean,
if so, move in Patty Spivot.
I mean, why not? I think, there a lot of superhero TV and movies get criticized for lack of consequences. You know what I mean? Like, a death isn't really a death. People don't really die for very long. They'll appear somewhere else or whatever. And the Flash is pretty good about killing off people. I mean, they've killed off characters in the past. Like, it hasn't been much of an issue for them. Characters that were considered like part of the show. So why wouldn't they keep her dead? I don't see why not, I guess is what I'm saying. Sure.
I have no problem with that. Like I said, I'm okay with it, but I've never been a huge Barry Iris. It's just never been a thing to me like, oh, I really want Barry and Iris to be together. Yeah. I know some people do, and Iris has gotten better, I think, but I never felt they'd done enough with her character to make me really care enough. So yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with that, but I guess it seems like Barry, there's so much other loss, right? His mother, his dad last season. I guess I don't know if they're going to do it again to him. And if they do, like, oh my God, is he all depressed next season? Is it like a Cisco thing at the beginning of this season? And
that's true. Yeah.
Will he get long hair?
Right. Emo.
What do you think, Marks? You think is she going to die, or?
I think there's a pretty good chance she'll come back to life somehow. I mean, one of the keys here, I don't know if they're going to do this or not, but one of the keys here is that they create the remnant, that they need to not reject the remnant and never give it a reason to go evil. And I kind of wonder if they're going to do something like that because of what Captain Cold told him. He's like, you got to quit playing by Savitar's rules and trying to be as vicious as him. You need to play up your strengths by being good. And to me, that would be one attempt of doing that. Because I know it would be really hard to forgive someone murders your loved one someday, but that's only through forgiveness would you ever be able to stop the cycle.
So you're saying he'll forgive his future self, basically?
I don't know if he will or not, but that's one way you could try to do it.
Well, I do. The forgiveness themes, I think, is very strong. That's some of my favorite movies and shows have done that. There's interesting theory that Raisa just shared in the chat. She says there's a theory out there that Iris is actually HR using his face masquerading tech, atoning for giving her location away.
But I thought they showed HR on a building or something, like reacting to death. I thought they actually showed him.
Well, when we saw the future of it, we did. But in this episode, I don't remember seeing HR in the building. Was he? Joe was on the building.
I think it was Joe this time.
Joe was this day.
Oh.
I do feel like HR was going to do something, sacrificial. I don't know how he would have to quickly replace her whenever she was off to the side to mask himself.
Right, because she was definitely her in Earth 2 when he took her.
Yeah.
So I don't know how he would have gotten.
But I also wonder, like, he was looking at the spike thing, and I kind of wonder if he's thinking, like, hey, wait a minute, this can pierce his armor. Why don't I do something with that? I don't know why they never thought about that. Like, make some armor-piercing bullets or something. I don't know.
No, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I feel, I guess it could be HR. I don't know. I don't think it'd be HR. I think it's a pretty good theory, but I don't see when they could have made the switch. And plus, I like the HR Tracy thing that's happening. You know, like
I know. Oh yeah, I'd much rather have HR alive.
Yeah, it's such a fun.
I really like HR.
It's a fun little thing that they have going, and it's really, with everyone kind of being bummed out, it's a nice little reprieve from some of the seriousness that's of most of the other characters. It's nice to see two people kind of geek out over coffee and stuff like that. So,
yeah.
It would.
I felt so sorry whenever he accidentally gave away the position or two. As soon as he said it, I was like, "What are you doing? You're not supposed to tell anybody." And then it's like, "Oh." He has a tendency to do that. He's got loose lips.
Yeah.
Especially around Tracy.
Yeah. Well.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
You're right. Come on. I'm not, you guys are the only ones who can make the bad jokes. The thing is, their pattern has been a new Harrison Wells every season, right? That if they kill HR, that would fit it. I really don't want them to, because I really have fallen in love with HR a lot, to be honest with this season.
Yeah, they don't have to keep doing that. Like, it's only been.
I know, but that's the 3 seasons now.
It's only 3 seasons. They don't have to keep.
Maybe HR and Tracy will go off to another Earth for some grand adventure or something like that.
Oh, okay, I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah, they don't need to kill HR off.
Yeah, they could have a nice honeymoon on another Earth.
Yeah, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. I don't know. This was the one where I didn't see it coming, so I was like, how are they going to end the season? Because that's
right. So how does Barry get Iris to be alive again, though? I guess, right? Because I still do think that they're gonna probably save her in the finale somehow.
Well, if Marx is right and this is a forgiveness thing, then the
cycle never starts.
Yeah, the cycle never starts, and she never dies. But again,
theory.
Yeah,
the time travel is very loosey goosey, and when they killed Reverse Flash, that should have rebooted the whole Witchblade season 2, for example. I know they didn't do that because Witchblade got canceled and they didn't want that to happen to Flash, but but that's in theory what should have happened. When you change something in time, it should like ripple through.
But Bremen also said the more you mess with time, the less it actually affects, previous timelines. Like he was saying, that with all this constant going back and forth and messing with the timeline, less and less consequences happen and fewer changes get made, or something to that effect. I remember him saying that at least like an episode or 2 ago.
Yeah, they did. I think that was the writers talking to the audience, going, "Don't overthink it."
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
Here's another interesting theory from Kerry Johnson that he's heard, and it has to do with kind of this holo technology. He said, "I've heard it could be Jesse masked as Iris thanks to Harrison Wells, who has a similar device that HR used to do a holographic thing. And since only Harrison and Jesse know the reactions from everyone were sincere and Jesse can heal." Interesting. That's also an interesting theory. So a lot of people are going with this whole holo thing, I guess, that it's somebody else being masked as Iris.
Well, maybe Jesse could have super speeded him to swap him out with Iris.
That's true. Jesse could have done that. She does, I guess, as a speedster, right? She would be able to heal quickly.
Or phase. She could phase through the blade. Like she's just phasing through it. And that would make sense because they have Chekhov's holo thing when because Chekhov's gun, if you see it being used at the beginning of something, it's going to get used later. It has meaning later on. I heard that.
Is that a thing? Is that a name of a thing?
Rope thing, yeah. But
it's a writer's thing, yeah.
Yeah, they showed the holo thing, so that would make a lot of sense. That would actually make a lot of sense. But then the reaction, like Joe should have known, so he shouldn't react the way he reacted if Joe knew.
Well, not if she. Oh, I see. If they had already switched on Earth 2. However, I will say, Joe's reaction I felt was very understated. I didn't know, maybe it was just he was just so shocked, but he didn't have much of an interaction at all. So maybe that's it.
Maybe.
No, I think he was shocked. It was in his eyes. He was just like shocked and.
Or maybe they had switched at some other time after he had taken over.
If they did something, I think it would have been HR's plan, and he might have told everybody because he knew Flash can't know, you know.
Oh, so HR giving away was part of the plan.
Oh, now, dude, that would be awesome.
No.
HR actually, but it would be awesome if he did all that, like if he was that clever to plan all that ahead.
Probably not. But he improvised. Let's say that, yeah.
Or it was Harrison's, or it's Earth 2's Wells that was his idea. Could have been.
I can see him doing that, yeah.
Oh, that Wells he's a genius.
Yeah.
So and it's kind of like he was barely using this episode, so maybe that makes sense, like why they even went there in the first place, you know?
But then why would he put his daughter in potential danger? That's the other question.
Oh shit. He wouldn't do that. Jessie might do that on her own.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jessie would do it on her own, but yeah, Earth 2 Wells wouldn't have green lighted that one. No way.
True.
Oh man.
I don't know. Very interesting.
I don't know. I think of the penultimate episodes, this one definitely, just because you just can't. They really left it up there. Like, what could possibly happen this next episode? Like, how does it end even remotely happy if they're going that route?
All I know is that when Flash is like turned into Lila, he becomes way more kick-ass.
Oh, right.
Some martial art moves I've never seen him ever do.
You just read my mind, man. I was like, yeah, that made no sense. I was like, since when did Barry become a martial arts master?
Yeah.
Well,
it's almost like they forgot, like, yeah, he looks like Lila. That doesn't mean he inherited all her abilities.
I feel like they told the stunt people and they didn't realize that it wasn't actually her or something.
You're like, oh, wait, I'm not Lila?
Yeah.
That made no sense. There's no way he would be doing that.
No.
I mean, the whole build-up about this is the most impregnable thing on planet Earth, basically, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, it was way too easy the way they snuck in. It just but everything was working for the most part, so whatever. I gave it a pass.
Yeah.
It was silly, though, like how easy they got in there. And there's no guards past those first 2 or 3 at the front entrance.
Yeah, especially since they hyped up the security system, how much it cost and what it did, and aren't just like, oh, done, 10 seconds.
It was like just a way to get started into the episode, probably.
Yeah. Well,
great. I like Cut Code.
Yeah, I know. I actually didn't mind him this episode. I actually thought he was pretty good.
I know that idea will have is a chilling reception from you, Jeff, but I liked his return.
Yeah, it wasn't as chilling this time, actually. Like I said, I actually didn't mind him.
You're not a fan of Captain Cold?
Oh no! Last episode I went off on how much I despise that character.
Is it because he talks like?
Part of it is I cannot stand the slow, monotone way he speaks.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
It's growing on me. It's growing a little bit on me.
Like I kind of like the character. I kind of wish he was. I hope he returns some more. Something happens.
Ugh.
Well, this is the second time this season they brought him back. I mean, might as well just make him a regular again. You know, just keep bringing him back. They keep finding excuses to bring the character back. Might as well just make it official.
Yeah, in some versions they make him a hero in comic books. It's in different time points. So, hey,
I do like that he reminded Barry, like, kind of who he needed to be. You know, like you said, the line about "Don't do Savitar's thing, do your own thing." That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I like the line where he said, "If Cisco saves me, I'll put in a good word with my sister." That was great.
Oh man!
Because since that actress who plays, I forget the character's name, but his sister had starred with Star Frequency, but that got canceled. So now she can come back and be in the Flash again.
Oh, was that her? Oh, okay, yeah.
Something.
Poor Frequency. Poor every time travel show. See, there you go. Why are you doing time travel?
Except what's his face?
Timeless was the only one that survived,
and it almost didn't survive, but then did.
And I think there was some time travel involved for its survival.
Right, that's our theory. Probably it has to do with Flashpoint, right? Is what we said.
Probably so. It seems like Flashpoint. I do think the scene with Joe and Iris, where he kind of sings to her a little bit, like they were talking, reminiscing stuff. I thought that was a really good character moment.
It was a super nice father-daughter. You know, all the stuff with Jesse L. Martin is so good, man. Any of the relationships he has with Barry and Wally and Iris are so like real to me, and like I just believe it, everything.
Well, that guy has done everything, so
yeah, he's the man.
He's great. Yeah, I can do no wrong. Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? Go ahead, Francis.
I was to say, you know, Iris. I think, you know, she was accepting her death, and that whole little message that she left for him, like that was good. That was very effective heartstring pulling with the vows, pretty much giving her vows on the phone and recording her vows. Yeah. I was like, wow, all right, well, and that's why she has to die, because you can't put all of this emotional weight on what she's doing and not have it pay off with an actual death. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know, man. I still think they're gonna do something. And again, I'm totally fine if they do that. Like, I actually appreciate if when people make the choice and they actually stick with it and kill off characters and don't bring them back with some nonsense time travel shit. Like, I actually respect that.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
Yeah, because Arrow's already doing that with Black Siren. You know, they're bringing Laurel back when it wasn't necessary to bring Laurel back. And now, if they do that,
this is a much cooler Laurel, though. I will say that. I think.
Well, that's true. No, that's true. Yeah,
but no, they didn't. Well, that's true. I guess they could always bring maybe that'll be happen next season. Barry will go to a different Earth and try to fall in love with Wu and Iris over there.
Oh, no. I hope.
That'd be terrible. So I'm just gonna go to 51 other Earths until I find an Iris that'll just like mine that will be with me.
That's sad. That's really sad.
I know.
But you're right. In the chat, Carrie Johnson helps us out and says Lisa Snyder's her name. Golden Glider is who that character is. Yeah.
Okay. Raisa says, I wonder how the Killer Frost story will play out. That's actually one thing I forgot to say in the summary. Cisco went to have his showdown with Killer Frost, so we also see them fighting in this episode.
Yeah, why did he go for? I felt like it was
his destiny. It was like a Luke Vader thing.
Are they trying to beat the destiny though?
Idea. Oh, Barry says, right? Barry says, this is the only chance the last chance you have to save her. You got to go do it. You got to go try to save Caitlin. Like, we can't just save Iris. We got to try to save her too.
Yeah, but they could have done it afterwards. They had time.
Well, Cisco, in his vibe, I think, believes that this is his last chance or something.
Oh, all right. That's fine. I think she'll be back. I think she'll be back as a hero, as a good guy again.
I really want to actually... I mean, I've always dug Caitlin, but I really like her as Killer Frost. I would actually kind of like her to be Killer Frost, but still kind of be good. Or kind of almost like maybe a vigilante, so like good but bad.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, she should keep her powers, but at the same time still be a good guy. And
it's kind of like what they might do with Black Siren on Arrow.
Yes.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah. I accept.
But Killer Frost, like, oh man, see with that costume and the way with their makeup they do, she looks so awesome. Mm-hmm. The white hair. Oh.
What if you have Black Siren and Killer Frost get a spinoff? They could join Cupid.
Yeah. We'll call them
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, they're the enemies. They're the Birds of Prey's enemies. That's what they are. They're the main villains of Birds of Prey.
They're the Wolves of Wall Street. I don't know, but we'll.
Come on, out of here. I can see Black Siren and Killer Frost teaming up though. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Raisa says she does look good. She also said Birds of Prey, but Raisa says in the chat she just doesn't understand the Killer Frost logic. In other words, that Flashpoint just made, I guess, why she became Killer Frost, why she's doing this, why she's evil.
Because she's the only one where her meta power makes her evil. Like nobody else's meta power makes them want to be evil.
But they had one person.
Kind of almost, hey, I'm going to be evil because of my meta power, but she's the one that says, "Oh, my meta power is the thing that turns me bad." It's the only thing.
They had a number of people who got their powers from the Flashpoint timeline kind of go crazy for some reason. So I guess that was trying to set that up. I don't know.
It's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy too, I guess, right? They saw the Earth 2 one and she was evil, so they're like, oh, powers must equal evil.
Are you telling me if she didn't know that the Earth 2 Killer Frost was evil, she'd been like, "Oh, I guess I'll just be a good."
Actually, yes. I think that is a big part. I actually think part of it's psychological.
Okay.
Could be.
Because they made such a big deal of it, right? They're like, I don't want to turn out to be that Caitlin Snow, that Killer Frost.
No, that's a good point. And no Julian this episode, weirdly enough.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah,
I forgot he was even around.
Yeah, what was he gone for?
Yeah, shit.
They didn't do one of their things where they usually say, like, Julian's off in England visiting his family or on a trip.
Oh, what if he's the hologram? That's not really Iris.
But that's
maybe he's making up for being Dr. Alchemy, right? And so he's sacrificing himself.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. Or he's gonna pop up with Killer Frost and try to turn her or something.
Well, yeah, that's his main motivation, obviously, to save Caitlin.
But then his hands get frozen and we get Cyborg Julian.
What?
All right. Power. What's Julian's
That'd be more ridiculous than Cyborg Superman.
Because everybody's got to have powers. Yeah. He call himself Cyborg Flash because why not?
Right. Even though he's not a speedster, he would just call himself that.
With his cybernetic arms, they get super speed. So if he gets in a handstand and moves very fast,
that's the only way he can do it.
Yes.
Or he can like chop things up real fast in the kitchen.
Right.
Yep.
He has his own food show on the Food Network.
Call me the blender.
Oh man.
Oh man, we're on fire here with these jokes today.
Wow.
All right. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to pipe in here on Flash before we wrap it up?
No, I'm good.
All right. So let's do some ratings. We do this out of lightning bolts. So 5 lightning bolts is the maximum rating. Marks, what do you give it?
I want to hear you guys first.
Oh, okay. You want to be influenced by us? I think I'm going to give it 4 lightning bolts. I think it was a solid ep.
Yeah. I think it's just as good as arrows. I can even get 4.5. I thought it was, again, I didn't realize they were going to actually go through with it, which is the thing that pushes it up for me. I'm like, okay, it's amazing. So 4.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'll have to go 4.5. I don't think it gets much better. I'm assuming next episode's going to be a 5. We'll see.
I think so too. Yeah. I'm very confident that these finales are going to be amazing.
I'm not so confident about Supergirl. Arrow and Flash, though, I can't wait.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Arrow and Flash have done a good job building this whole arc to this moment. Flash Girl, I felt like, has been a little bit scattered.
Flash Girl? Did
I say Flash Girl? Supergirl.
That's a different hero, man. She's like flashing people.
That's a different show, yeah.
Supergirl has been all over the place. That's for sure. Yeah.
That's the Earth 25 version of her, where she distracts people by flashing.
You missed the Earth. Good Earth 69 reference right there. What good Earth?
Oh, but that's too high. There's only 52.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, it's 52 plus 69.
They weren't in numerical order. They're just there.
That's true. There could be 52, and they just go out of numerical order. They just make up their own numbers.
It could be, yeah.
It's the all-sex world.
You have to be a certain age rating to know about Earth 69.
Right. Only people 18 and up live there.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. There you go. I like that.
You're not going to see that on the CW, folks. However, not a bad HBO show, maybe, or Showtime.
CW After Dark.
All right, there we go. There's our ratings. So very exciting. Lester's mate likes the Flash Girl in the chat. Anyway, very excited for the finales here next week. Actually, yeah, I agree. Arrow and Flash in particular, like, this is probably, I've been maybe more excited, I guess, now for these finales than I have in some of the past ones. Like, they've done a good job. You're right, building the tension up and anticipation.
Not since season 2 for Arrow. Was season 2?
Season 2 for Arrow, yeah.
Yeah. That was the really good finale for season.
All the Flash ones have been really good, actually. I gotta say. I mean, all the seasons.
Yeah. I agree.
Yep.
I know, Mark, you weren't as big as the Zoom reveal, but
I was a little let down by that, but otherwise, it's pretty good.
Yes. All right, well then we will be back next week, folks, to talk about all the episodes. So you know what? So after you watch all the episodes, you're like, oh man, the seasons are over. I'm so bummed. But then you can think, wait, this Sunday I can still watch DC Action Hour and talk all about it.
Exactly.
That'll get you excited. And then, all right, so that'll be our last episode for the season as well. And thank you very much for everybody who's joined us this past season. Besides that, let me give you some links first, and then I'll tell you about the other shows. So, Francis, where can people check out what you're up to?
I'm a part of the Points of Interest Podcast Network at poypodcast.com, but all of the stuff that I do personally at sinceresarcasm.net, that is the website. And please follow me on the Twitters, a.k.a. The Other Guy.
All right, Marks.
All right, you can find stuff about me, the podcast I co-host, GenreTainment, other works I work on over at markspile.com. And you can also feel free to tweet at me anytime over on Twitter at Mr. Marks.
Yes, tweet them whenever you want. Tweet them about Flash Girl and other things like that.
Yep. Hashtag Flash Girl.
Hashtag Nolicity.
Hashtag Earth69.
We got a lot of cool
night,
Flash.
I become something else.
And so, of course, you could the shows I do, you can find at supergeekedup.com, including my Super Knocked Up action comedy series, which is also on Amazon now. All those links are right on the homepage of supergeekedup.com. Marks and I also do a thing called Monday Night Mayhem with some other cool folks, which is a RPG gaming show. Marks, unfortunately, will not be there tomorrow, but usually you'll see him there in all the other weeks. And however, that gives me a chance now. So I'm going to fill in tomorrow as a GM. I'm going to actually be game master for the first time ever. And we're actually going to do, so I found a game which I had found before, and it's called Lady Blackbird, and it's a steampunk RPG, but it's kind of very easy to get into and play, like kind of as a one-off. So tune into that next week. It's I think it'll be funny, like cool airships and all that good stuff, and dueling and shooting steampunk type guns. So and the rest of the gang will be players in that thing. So you can have fun with us. And actually, you can, if you're in the chat live, you can help us out with some stuff tomorrow as well. All right, cool. And then, of course, next Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll do our last show of DC Action Hour. We'll talk about all the finales of Supergirl, Flash, and Arrow. All right, that's it, folks.
Wait. I thought of a slogan for Flash Girl.
Okay.
All right.
Distracting crime, one flash at a time.
That is good.
All right. There we go. Nice. All right. So thank you. Thank you guys for watching live, everybody. Really appreciate it. You guys are great. If you're watching in post, we also appreciate it. Of course, you can always tweet us at Super Geeked Up with your comments if you weren't in the live chat. And all right, that's it. So on behalf of Francis, Marks, and Flash Girl, I'm Jeff. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week, everybody. See you later. Bye.